All right, today we're going to be doing an acid stone wash. This is the way I do it. There's several methods you could do it. This is just the cheapest, easiest way I've found, and I get decent results. So first you're going to take apart the knife, which I tried to save the time, and I've already taken it apart. This is the Best Tech textile blade, and I have gloves on because you're going to be cleaning this knife off. You're not going to want any oils left on the blade before you do this, because if you do have oils, it'll resist the acid in those areas. So also to save time, I did a thorough cleaning initially with acetone, and also use rubbing alcohol. And once you've done that, cleaning all the little holes and stuff, making sure you don't have any extra grease in there, because you're going to want also this nail polish to stick really well. Okay, so after you've cleaned the blade, I went steal this from my wife. This is Miracle Gel, just some nail polish. I found this one worked pretty good. I asked her, give me one of her good ones that she doesn't use anymore, so she didn't, kill me. So what you're going to do is anything that you don't want the acid to etch, you're going to coat it with the nail polish. You're going to make sure that those areas are clean so the nail polish sticks well. I coated the detent ball track, the detent ball hole, the place where the bearings will be riding. Also the the tang of the blade where the lock interfaces, and the other side as well. You're going to make sure that dries really well so it holds up. If not, once you stick it in the acid, it'll start eating it away. This way, all the stuff that you've coated, it should be there shouldn't be any acid etching in that area. So once you've done that, I put the gloves on so I'm not transferring any of the oils in my hands onto the blade. Now we're going to clean the blade again with some acetone. Just keep away from this area. I've cleaned this off camera just really good with some alcohol because I didn't want that acetone to start eating it away. So we will get our acetone. And I just bought this from my local hardware store. Acetone, you can get it, your wife's nail polish remover if you want. Can't stand the smell of acetone. Get you some paper towels, clean paper towels. Once your blade is completely cleaned off, I like to dunk mine in water just to make sure I don't have anything flaked on there that could cause something not to etch. I just have a titanium post and a little hook, one of them hooks you put in the wall, a mug hook or whatever. You can get it from the dollar store as well. And then this is just water right here. Dunk it in the water a little bit. And then this is the ferric chloride 50/50 solution. And then that way I can just put it in there. I don't have to worry about the blade going down there and me having to grab it out. All right, and then keep stirring this blade up. Like I said, leave it in for about 30 seconds or so, and I do it until I get to the darkness I want. Now this is D2 steel, so it's going to get pretty dark, and it should get dark pretty quick. Like I said, this is just plain water that I will be I'll put the acid blade in. And this is a trick that I do. I know a lot of people put it in the water to get the scale off in between. This is something that I started doing, and I found it worked a little better. Dip some ferric in there and basically rub it into the steel, and basically you're doing the same thing in the water, getting that scale off of it. You can see this turn black, getting that scale off of it, and at the same time you're continuing to etch it, so it speeds up the process a little bit, or at least I found. Just get several Q-tips. Every once in a while, dip it back in there, and then scrub it. Be careful, don't stab yourself with the tip or anything. Rub it, and that way you're descaling. You're getting the the steel that has oxidized off of it, and you don't have to keep going in and out with the water like I used to do. This made it much quicker and gets darker faster, I find. But like I said, everybody has their own method, and there's no one method that's better than the rest. It's just your preference, and this is just my preference. And if you decide you want to do this. So like I said, the key to a good acid etch is a very thoroughly clean blade. Now swirl it around a little bit, swirl it around, and we're gonna pull it out, rinse it off in the water, clean water, and then once we'll pull it off of here, and we'll just get all the scaling off of the blade itself. Yeah, it's already got a nice little dark sheen to it. And I have another method. It's like an acid wash, but I'll probably do another video on that. It's another product besides ferric chloride that I picked up not too long ago. Still experimenting with it, but pretty cool stuff. If y'all are interested in seeing more of these how-tos, y'all let me know. I'm not the best at doing how-tos. If y'all have any questions about any of the steps I did, if I didn't explain something thoroughly, please let me know. I'm not a teacher. I'm not the best at it. That's why I didn't do many of these, even though I know how to do a decent bit of modifications to knives. I just I'm not good at teaching. So let me dry this off so y'all can see where we're at, and you can see how fast we did it. Usually that what I've gotten right now would have taken me a good 15 minutes or longer just of dip time. So doing the scrub gets it much quicker. You can see how dark that is. It's still wet in the back right there, but much darker. I'll try to put the before, if I remember, I'll put the before color right up there so you can see. It's kind of hard to tell, but I can tell, especially in contrast with the nail polish. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some acetone and remove I'm gonna leave the nail polish. Actually, I usually do leave it on there while I'm stone washing. So I'm gonna close up all this and get ready for stone washing, and I'm gonna show you how we do that. Once I have descaled all the acid and the scaling off of the blade, I got a jar with water and baking soda. All the baking soda does is neutralize the acid so it doesn't continue to etch the knife. So basically, I usually just drop it in there, grab it out whenever I'm ready for it. Okay, now we're going to set up for our actual stone washing process, and I find this to be a great method to do the stone washing, because acid etch is easy to get scratched up. If you use heavy like ceramic stones, it's a much more aggressive stone wash. So this is cheap, easy, anybody could do it. Just get you a thick plastic container. Like I said, I bought these are decorative river rocks. I bought 3 bags, but one would probably do. You can get it for like $2 a bag or something like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that off, and we are going to put them into the jar. The first time I did this, I took them out of our flower bed, but I'm just doing this for, purposes of the video. You have enough in there to do it with just one, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put 2 because I'm gonna probably use this a few more times after this. So put those in there. You don't have to have it full. You want it about, I probably have too many in there. You want it about a quarter of the way up. Yeah, I'm gonna take some of these out, because you got to have room for them to actually tumble. Okay, so there you go. Got the rocks in there. And the next thing, we're going to get the blade, and I'm going to come right back. Okay, so before I throw the knife into the plastic container, it's good to put a lubricant on the blade so the rocks don't just gouge the blade. It just, lightly slide over the blade. I find it works really well. I use WD-40, especially on D2, because when I use like Windex and stuff like that, it tends to put some rust spots on there, and then that could be a whole new new mess. So drop that in there. You can see it in there. And then I usually spray it down real good and then lubricate all the rocks. Just a nice liberal spray. You can use dish soap if you want, and a little bit of water, but that, you know, starts to create a lot of suds. I used to use Windex, like I said, a lot, but I found that on my tool steels, the Windex caused it to rust. So, okay, it's in there. Put the lid on it. Now, this is an airtight, you know, it's not going to leak. I've already tested it beforehand. And all you're going to do, and I'm going to try to remember to turn the volume down on this so it's not super loud. All you do is shake it up in all different directions, and it doesn't take long at all. Every now and again, take it out, clean it off, see what it looks like. If you want it to be more stonewash, then shake it up again. But I find doing this way instead of my actual vibrating tumbler, I can control the outcome a lot better doing it by hand. All right, that was about probably close to a minute or so, and I'll probably be good with that, because the more you do it, the lighter the color will be on the blade, because you're taking off more of the etching. So let me clean this off and we'll see where we're at. I am perfectly happy with where it's at right now. It's still dark. You have a nice little stonewash there. And I will try to leave some still shots, or what it looks like once it's all put back together, so y'all can see the finished outcome under, you know, my studio lights and not just in my garage. So there you go. That's the quick and easy, cheap method to doing an acid stonewash blade. Let me know what y'all think. If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. One other thing before I let y'all go. It's good to oil the blade up very well after you do this, especially on this D2, because you know you've removed every bit of oil they had on this blade, so it has no more corrosion protection on there, and good coat of oil will darken this stonewash up big time. It looks really nice, and like I said, that's just water. I mean, that's just something that's on the blade right now, water or something. So there you go, and y'all stay tuned for the steel shots of the finished product. All right, so here's the finished product after putting the knife together. Being this was just a test subject knife to do the video, I'm gonna show you something that you need to look out for if you're gonna be doing this, depending on if it matters to you or not. But here's a knife. I think it turned out great. Still have a nice dark etch there. Now, being that this detent ball track is exposed, you can see where the nail polish was right there. You know, that there's nothing I can really do about that. I used to use stickers and stuff, but you're still going to have that spot, because anytime that detent ball track is showing outside the scale, and sometimes it only shows if you do like that, and especially detent ball and detent ball track. So knife is perfectly centered. If I was going to be doing this for myself, I would have did all the hardware, the liners, which I'll probably do after this is over with anyway. But still has excellent action, because everything was masked off, and I think it turned out great. I still got to put an edge on it, but what do y'all think? If that helped y'all anyway, or if y'all want me to try to do more of these, I will do my best and start showing y'all different mods that I know how to do. All right, guys and girls, I hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.